You are 24 years old, running through the streets of El Paso at 5 a.m. because discipline is the one thing in your life that has never let you down. You grew up on the border. You watched the news every night with your father, a former DEA agent who spent 30 years trying to slow something that never slowed. You joined the CIA because you speak perfect Spanish. You know the culture from the inside out, and you have always believed the best way to fight something is to get close enough to understand it completely. For 2 years, you sit at a desk. You translate intercepted phone calls. You flag names and pass them up a chain that never tells you what happens next. You are good at your job. You are desperate to do more. Then your section chief drops a folder on your desk on a Thursday afternoon. Inside is everything the agency knows about a cartel lieutenant named Cesar Vega, known on the street as El Toro. He controls the drug routes, the safe houses, and the people who make problems disappear for the Beltran Leyva organization in Sinaloa. 2 of his bosses were just arrested. The men above him are fighting over who takes their place. There is a slot opening inside his crew, and the agency wants someone in it. They are asking you to go under. You think about every story your father told you about what cartels do to informants. Then you think about what happens if no one goes in at all. In the morning, you say yes. Training takes 4 months. You learn to build a fake identity and live inside it. You learn to talk to dangerous people without flinching, how to survive being searched, how to stay calm when everything in your body is screaming to run. Your cover name is Marco. You were from Hermosillo. You ran errands for a small crew in Nogales for 3 years before it fell apart. You were looking for work. The best lies are the ones that feel like memories. You make contact with one of Caesar's street guys at a bar in Culiacan. You buy him a drink. You drop the right names. You come back 3 nights in a row, and on the 4th night, someone new is sitting at the table. He doesn't introduce himself. He just stares at you and asks one question. What are you willing to do? You say anything. He tells you to come back tomorrow with no phone. They put a hood over your head and drive for 40 minutes. When they take it off, you were in a warehouse on the edge of the city. 5 men in the room. One of them is Cesar Vega, shorter than you imagined, calm in a way that feels more dangerous than anger. He asks you about Nogales. You answer without hesitating. He asks you to describe the most violent thing you have ever seen. You tell him a story built in training, detailed enough to be believable, vague enough that no one can check it. He watches your face the entire time. Then he tells you start tomorrow. Your first job is simple and ugly. You stand on a corner and watch. 3 drug corners within 2 blocks. Runners, some no older than 14, moving product from stash houses to buyers without ever touching cash. Clean, fast, efficient. At the end of each night, you report to a guy named Tito. You drop your first agency report through a dead drop at a bus station, locations of 2 stash houses, daily volume of heroin and fentanyl. 4 names, more ground-level intelligence than the agency has collected in this area in 2 years. 6 weeks in, Tito puts you in a truck with 3 other men. No explanation. You drive 20 minutes to a small house on the edge of the city. 2 men go inside. You wait by the truck. You hear shouting, then 2 gunshots, then silence. The men come back out. Nobody speaks. You drive back. That night, you stare at the ceiling and do what you were trained to do. Separate the part of yourself that felt something from the part that has a job to do. In the morning, you eat breakfast and go back to work. That is when Caesar starts to trust you, not because of what you did, because of what you didn't do. You didn't ask questions. You didn't look sick. In this world, that is the only test that matters. Your role expands. You start riding on actual shipments, cocaine and fentanyl moving through a rotating network of cars, using routes that shift every few days based on checkpoint locations. You learn which border officials are being paid. You learn the signal codes. Every detail goes into your reports. The agency is pulling more intelligence from you alone than from 6 months of aerial surveillance. But the deeper you go, the harder it gets to stay clean. A man named Paco runs enforcement for Caesar, meaning when someone steals or talks or fails to pay, Paco handles it. He likes you. He starts bringing you along. You stand in rooms where men are beaten for information. You watch and say nothing because saying something ends your cover and probably your life. You tell yourself the intelligence you're collecting will stop more violence than the one you're watching. Some nights, you believe that. Month 5. Caesar calls a meeting. Someone inside the organization has been leaking to the Zetas. 3 shipments hit, 2 men dead. He wants an internal investigation and he wants you running it, which means he trusts you more than men who've been with him for years. It also means you are now responsible for finding someone whose guilt will get them killed. After 2 weeks, you are almost certain the leak is a man named Guillermo. Nervous, with a brother arrested by federal police 6 months ago, almost certainly flipped. You hold the information for 4 days, trying to find a way to get him out without burning your cover. You can't find one. You report it. Your handler says they will extract Guillermo through a separate channel. 3 days later, he's gone. You tell yourself the agency moved fast enough. You keep moving. Then, Paco corners you alone outside the ranch. He says he heard from someone in Nogales that Marco Cienfuegos doesn't exist before 3 years ago. He says it flatly, watching your face. You feel your entire body react, and you show him none of it. You tell him whoever he spoke to is either confused or running a play against you. You say it like you're annoyed, not afraid. You give him 2 names to call. Then you walk away first. Running means guilt. Walking means confidence. He checks. The story holds. But you know your time is running out. The meeting happens at a warehouse in the south of the city. Metal chairs around a folding table, 1 bare bulb overhead. Caesar lays out the plan for a new distribution hub. Location, route structure, the names of the men running it. You memorize everything. You leave, drive across town, and call your handler from a burner phone in a gas station bathroom. You give her everything. Then you tell her the part that changes everything. Caesar is going to the hub personally in 3 days to oversee the first shipment. He wants you in the convoy. Your handler goes quiet. Then she says the operation is approved. You are going in. The hub is a cattle ranch 60 miles outside of Culiacan. Single road in and out. 2 dry hills on either side. From the outside, it looks like nothing. Inside, 3 tons of cocaine, enough fentanyl to kill a city. 20 armed men who never leave the property. The convoy leaves at dawn on Thursday. 4 trucks, Caesar in the second, you in the third with a guy named Flaco who hasn't spoken a word since Culiacan. You keep your face neutral. What you can't show is that somewhere in those hills, federal tactical units and 2 CIA field teams have been in position since before sunrise. The plan is simple. Get inside, confirm Caesar is in the main building, send 1 text, get low. You pull through the gate at 7:14 a.m. Caesar is already across the yard shaking hands with the ranch boss. You pull out your phone like you're checking something. You type the text. You send it. 11 seconds. The first helicopter clears the eastern hill and everything breaks open at once. Gunfire at the gate, units breaching from 3 sides. Flaco raises his rifle and you put him on the ground before he gets a shot off. You press against the truck and keep your head down while the world comes apart around you. The firefight inside the main building lasts under 2 minutes. It sounds longer. When it stops, you stand up slowly with your hands visible. A federal agent rounds the truck with his weapon up. You give him your handler's name and your operational code without flinching. He stares at you. Then he gets on his radio. Caesar comes out in handcuffs 12 minutes later, bleeding above his eye. As they walk him across the yard, he scans for an explanation the way men like him always do. His eyes land on you, standing free, federal officer beside you, clearly not under arrest. You watch him put it together in real time. He doesn't rage, doesn't shout, just gives you a long, flat stare that you already know you'll carry for the rest of your life. Then they close the car door and he's gone. They extract you before the dust settles. You sit in the back seat and watch Sinaloa disappear through the window, and you say nothing at all. The debrief takes 2 weeks. When it's over, they give you time off and a new file waiting for you on the other side of it. You already know you're going to open it.